In this video, we're going to be discussing the exact fundamental strategies that are holding you back from being a top commercial real estate agent. And stay tuned to the very end because I'm sharing with you something incredibly special that I have yet to share before. So number one, do not track your numbers. If you want to hold yourself back from being a top producing commercial real estate agent, do not track your numbers. Because what happens is the agents who don't track their numbers, nothing in their business is predictable. But if you're already doing the daily activities, but you're not tracking any of the metrics from those activities, you are going to struggle to ever have a predictable business. Point number two, do not use any automations or CRM systems. I know this sounds simple, but there are so many agents who talk to me, they're like, oh yeah, all my leads are in Excel.
All your leads are in Excel?
Like, you don't have a CRM system who's doing any type of text follow-up or any type of email follow-up that's automated. I want you to know, I have seen very successful realtors who are been in the business for 30 plus years, and they have a lot of their leads, their systems, all that kind of stuff is built around Excel because that's all they really have had over the years, whether there was a transition from paper. But what I can tell you is by making these very small shifts in your just daily activities, which is instead of just logging in Excel, you actually put it into a CRM system and you set up a campaign, which is automatic text follow-ups, automatic email follow-ups, automatic drip campaigns for listings from CoStar, Reonomy, or any type of places where you can get automatic drips set up. There's simple stuff that can go on. And even just reminders of touching base with people. Like, if you're just going to rely on you and your ability to look back at an Excel doc to have yourself, quote, organized, you are going to fall behind very easily. But in this day and age where we literally have AI robots doing half this stuff for us, if Amazon has AI robots and you don't even have a CRM system to organize your leads, to remind you when you should be calling somebody, this is a simple fundamental that if you do not have it, it is just an easy way to fall behind your competition. Number three is not lead generating daily. Now again, I talk a lot about cold calling, I talk a lot about just sales in general. I just want to be super blunt with you guys. If you are not making calls daily, guys, it's not just enough to make a few dials a day. You need to be persistent and overly consistent with making your calls every single day for just a period of time in your life. You're in a season right now, especially with the economy. Again, I'm recording this in early 2023, where the economy is kind of choppy right now, right? The waters are very choppy, right? It's hard to stay afloat. In this type of economy, you are not putting the gas pedal to the floor when it comes to your activity. You are going to struggle because a lot of you who made great money in the last 2 years because interest rates were like 0%, mortgage interest rates were 2.5%, 3%, where everyone in the world, if you had a pulse, you made money in the real estate business. I'm just gonna be blunt with you. If you didn't realize that wasn't gonna last for a long time and you're like, oh, what's going on? Like, no. This is, winter's here, guys. So if you're not putting your gas pedal to the floor and your activities are not absolutely, you're not just blowing it out of the water with your activities, you are going to fall behind massively. And some people are not gonna be in this industry for much longer. Point number four, not setting up appointments. I'm just gonna ask you a quick question. Do you think that you're gonna be able to sign a contract without meeting a client face-to-face? Just curious. Because if you think the answer is yes, here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you the God's honest truth just from my experience. The answer, can you do it? Sure. Are you more likely to sign more contracts by meeting people face-to-face? 100%. If you're getting massive value out of this video and you want to work with me personally, make sure you check out the first link in the description down below and schedule your free consultation with myself and my team. Because if you're not meeting people face-to-face, because listen, I'm gonna be the first one to say, yes, of course, I have signed contracts without ever visiting a property or meeting somebody face-to-face. Yes, have I done it? Of course. However, if I wanted to increase my production, I'm going to look at how many people did I meet face-to-face this week? How many clients did I meet face-to-face? Just like in the residential world, it's the same exact thing. If you're not setting up appointments to go list some houses or setting up appointments to go show some property, you are probably not going to be making any money. Because again, each piece leads to the next piece, okay? Right? Just part of a sales cycle, and you just got to keep following. It goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It doesn't go A, Z, T, U, right? It doesn't go backwards and forwards. You just got to follow the system. You're going to generate a lot of leads. Now you got to go meet them. You want to be face-to-face with a client, right? You want to be face-to-face with people to build a relationship. One thing that I've been doubling down on through my coaching, because again, listen, I have a coach, right? Like we all should have a coach. I have a coach, right? One thing that we've been talking about is just I want to invite more people to my house. So I've been inviting more people to my house, more professional partners to my house. We cook dinner for them, we sit down, we hang out. People want to do business with people they like. People typically try to do business with their friends. So like if you're not doing business with a lot of people right now, like professionally, are you friendly or are you friends? Because there is a drastic difference between being friendly and friends. So I want to bring more people into the fold, more people into my ecosystem, and create more friendships instead of just being friendly. So this is a perfect example of how do you bridge that gap with a client. You can be the nice realtor over the phone where you never meet them face to face, but a worse agent, someone who has less experience, who's not as good at sales, who's not good at communicating, all they do simply is like,
John, is it kind of okay, maybe, just maybe, like again, I don't want to pressure you, but could I maybe stop by and shake your hand and say hello and meet you face to face?
And then they meet them face to face, they hit it off because both their uncles happen to know each other, because they're fishing buddies from 30 years ago, right? And all of a sudden that person got the listing or got the sale because all they did differently was they met them face to face. Take the 2 extra hours a week and meet people, because if you're not going to be making your calls, the only thing you should be doing when you're not making calls is meeting clients face to face or negotiating a deal. Period. Number 5, networking. If you want to ensure that you absolutely do not make any money as a commercial real estate agent, just make sure that you don't network whatsoever. Because like what's going to happen here is that your network is not going to grow. Matter of fact, it will actually diminish. Because if you are not constantly meeting new people, I'm gonna be honest with you, people fall out of your life all the time. I guarantee you, there's somebody who you haven't spoken to in something in the last 12 months, right? Like maybe within the last 12 months, you just slowly stopped speaking to each other. And now that person, unless you reach out to them, that person will never reach back out to you. It's very interesting how you actually don't know the last time you will actually ever speak to somebody. And I'm not here just to be morbid for a second. Sadly, I lost some very close friends of mine this past year. What I am here to say to you is that not just someone passing away, I'm saying someone just actually loses interest in doing business with you for whatever reason. That just happens over time. They get busy, and then they just don't need your assistance or need your support. Maybe they got caught up in some personal issues, and they, things just changed in their life, and all of a sudden then they move, and then all of a sudden you never talk to them ever again. This happens all the time, whether with or without your effort actually being involved. Unless you're reaching out to people deliberately, not only to continuously build relationship with the people in your current ecosystem, in your current network, but also adding more to the fold, right? Bringing more people into that family, your new network. If you want to grow to that next level, your network will look very different than what it looks like today. So again, if you want to ensure that you have challenges, problems, you have a growth issue in your business, if you want to avoid that, you want to make sure you're constantly bringing more people in, adding to that network every week, every month, every quarter, every year. If your network is less every month than the one before, you're going to have a problem. If your network is constantly getting larger because you're meeting more people, our team's network is something that we focus so heavily on. Like every single week, we talk about every person that we met. How many more people can we add to this list? I want 1,000 people, then 1,500, then 2,000, then 3,000 people on our network. Imagine the level of value having connections with thousands of people who are high-level individuals, especially because we have, we have a pretty sizable team now. It's just like, imagine having that type of connection. And it doesn't have to even be you. Because even if you just had 10 to 15 or 20 people in your network, and all you did is every week you try to add one more to that list, that's 52 people a year. And it's something that, again, you have to deliberately focus on as a business owner. If you're wondering about who to network with, by the way, simple things you could be looking at is developers and builders in your area. People who have been building properties or for quite some time in your local area, or even outside your local area, right? You can be contacting these people very easily because, number one, it's all public information of not only who owns properties. You can go to CoStar or Reonomy, but you can just drive around and see what buildings are being developed. You can cold call the entire neighborhood. You can try to reach out to the mayor of the town and say, how can I want to bring more awareness to XYZ. Meet the local business owners. Guys, these are simple things that can be done. I just had the mayor at my family's house recently. We were hosting a big event, of the town that I live in, which is just a cool thing. I'm not saying it's the governor, right, for, one thing, but the more people you shake hands with, the more people that other people know. It does not have to be complicated, right? The point is just constantly making sure you're working on it is the most important factor. Point number 6 is constantly pitching deals to buyers. What I want to make sure you understand is in the commercial world, what happens is when you talk to a seller and they want to sell their property, if you're not immediately calling up 3, 5, 10 people immediately after speaking with a seller, like within the same day that you spoke to that seller and got some information, and then pitch that deal over and over and over and over again so that you can try to get a deal closed, right? Because the amount of contracts you sign are going to be completely correlated to the amount of deals you're pitching. The point I'm trying to make here is if you want to make more money, this last piece here is going to be so freaking crucial. The amount of deals you're pitching will then lead to what? offers to purchase on these properties, right? Letters of intent on these current properties, where if you're double ending deals, this is where, again, increasing your price points, increasing your commissions, and this will allow you to, quote, make more money during every single deal you do. Last thing for you guys, make sure you continue listening because this is super freaking important. I'm doing an unbelievable special for my coaching program right now. I'm trying to make it super affordable for everyone where like the number, like, I just want to help the most people possible. It's not even about the money for me anymore. We're doing a 3-month introductory special for $1,000. 3 months for $1,000 of our group coaching program, which is again, typically selling right now for $8,000 as an annual package right now, okay? So again, it's a typical $8,000 annual program that we're doing for $1,000 for 3 months, right? Like it's a literally, you know, it's the cheapest option we've ever offered to date. So again, if you want to be a part of the program, I think this is an unbelievable opportunity for you to do so. Again, 3 months for $1,000, you know, and we do have a payment plan available. Just make sure you ask for it. We just want as many people as possible to end up making money this year because listen, winter is here, and if you're not making adjustments in your business and not getting incredible mentors and accountability partners in your life, it is going to be harder this year than it's ever been before in the real estate business unnecessarily. Yes, it is winter time, but there are people making a lot of money still in this type of economy, and you can be one of them too. So, and I'll give you a quick example. We also just had one of our students who, again, they're in contract right now on a building that's 10 times the price that they've ever closed before, and their commission is going to be nearly $100,000 on a deal that we've been negotiating together. And again, the person's only been a part of the program for less than 90 days. Again, this is results that my students are getting all day long, each and every single day, and I want to be able to support you to do the same thing as well. So, anything else besides that, guys? I just want to say I appreciate you so much for following the journey, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care.